Kakadosh Boker Tov. We are continuing with Masechet Yoma Daf Nunchet Amud Aleph 58a1. The Gemara was just saying that according to Shitat Rabbi Yonatan, because we said that there was a machloket between Rabbi Yoshia and Rabbi Yonatan. Tanya, we learned in a Braita Dela Keshinuyan, which means not according to the way that we answered. When it says that you're going to take from the blood of the pot and the blood of the Said, Shiyu Meuravin, that it's going to be both mixed, the Dama Par and the Dama Said, before giving the presents, before sprinkling on the Kranot, on the corners of the Mizbeach. These are the words of Rabbi Yoshia. Rabbi Yonatan says, Mizeh bifnei atzmo, Mizeh bifnei atzmo, which means that each one has to be given separately, from the Dama Par and from the Dama Said, each one separately. So Amalo Rabbi Yoshia says, Rabbi Yoshia to Rabbi Yonatan, Valok Varneimad, it already says, Vechipera Aron Karnotav Achat Bashana. What does it mean, Achat Bashana? So it says, Amalo Rabbi Yonatan, Valok Varneimad, Midama Paru, Midama Said, which means that you're going to come and give each one separately. Simken Lama Neimad Achat Bashana. So why is it written Achat, which means that each one should be by itself? Lomar Lecha, to tell you, Achat velo shtayim midama par, achat velo mishtayim midama said. It has to be on every single one of the kranot, on every single one of these corners, one and not two from dama par, and one and not two from the dama said. Tanya idach, and we also learned in another braita, velakach midama par midama said, shiyu meuravin ze bazeh, that it's going to be meurav one with the other. That means that it says over here, the Dama Par and Dama Said are going to be mixed up together. So again, Tanya Idach, we learned in the Braita of Lakach Dama Par and Dama Said. What does that teach us? Shiyu meuravin ze bazeh, that they're going to be mixed together, the Dama Par and Dama Said. Tell man, you're going to say that they're going to be mixed together. Or eno ela mizeh bifnei atzmo, mizeh bifnei atzmo, that each one is going to be separate. Talmud Lomar comes teach you achat. What does it mean, achat? Achat comes to teach you that each one is going to be individual, separate. That means it has to be done that you're going to start mixing the Dama Par and the Dama Said even before you're going to come and you're going to put it on the karnot of the Mizbeach. Okay? Says the Gemara, Ustama ke Rabbi Yoshia. And the Stama, the Braita, is going like Rabbi Yoshia. Okay? Because that's what Rabbi Yoshia said. That was the Shita of Rabbi Yoshia, that it says that it's mashma that the Dama Par and Dama Said have to be mixed before you put it on the Matan Kranot. Okay, fine. Remember that on the Dama Par and Dama Said, first you do Dama Par, then you do the blood of the Dama Said. You do it on the inside, and then you're going to do it on the outside. So first you do it on the inside of Kodesh Kodashim, opposite the Aron, or on top of the Aron, whichever Shita you go by, and then opposite the Parochet, right, also, or on the Parochet itself, also, whichever Shita you go like, was the same thing. So you had the Dama Par, Dama Said, and then they were mixed together, and then they do it on the Karnot of the Mizbeach HaPnimi, the golden Mizbeach. Fine. Says the Gemara, Natan et kli maleh barekan. So you're going to put the kli which is maleh, which is full of blood, in the one which is less of blood. Ba mineh Rabbi Bar Chama Merel Chasta. So ask Rabbi Bar Chama from Merel Chasta. Hiniach mizrak betoch mizrak vekibel et adam. Ma'u. Yeah, what happens right now if you took and you placed this mizrach, which is the mizrach was the utensil with the receptacle in order to receive the blood, inside of another one, and then you accepted the blood? What's salacha? Right? Min bemino chotzetz. Right? Do we say min bemino is chotzetz? Right or not? So the question was now that if you put one mizrach inside of another mizrach, which means that you put like one receptacle and another receptacle and receive the blood, is it min bemino chotzetz or no chotzetz? Do we say that since it's the same species, it's going to be a chatzitza or not? Right? Remember that a chatzitza is like a problem because if it's going to accept the blood or not. So he says, we already learned it. Natan et maleh barekan. You put the maleh, the kli maleh, inside the rekan. My love, are we not talking about shoshiva mizrach maleh letoch? We're not talking about the actual utensil. That you're putting the utensil, which is maleh, inside of the utensil, which is rek? And so no. Ira mizrak maleh, you're pouring one from another, which means if I'm going to take the cups, we had a havamina, right, that we're talking about, that this was maleh and this was rekan. This is full, this is empty. You went like this. Says the Gemara, no, that's not the pshat. The pshat is you're pouring. That means you're pouring the one which is full to the one which is empty. Okay? So says the Gemara, hatana lereisha. We already learned this in the Mishnah. Ira damapar letoch damasayin, that you poured the damapar into the damasayin. So answers the Gemara, you're right. The reason why we're doing that is in order to do it, that it should get mixed up very well. Meaning, what do? We don't just we want to make sure that it gets mixed up very, very well, but there's no problems whatsoever. Tashema. Okay, we're going to try to bring another proof. Imagine a Kohen during the time of the service in the Bet HaMikdash, he's standing on top of a utensil or on top of his friend's foot. Yeah, it's called putting your foot in it. Yeah, so you're on top of your friend's foot. So the question is that going to be good or not? Says the Gemara, pasul. It's disqualified. He has to be on his feet. Yeah. So says the Gemara, 1 second. Right from here, you want to bring a proof that even though the regel chavero is the same mean as the regel of the shiri, nevertheless it's a chatzitza. So therefore, you want to bring a proof that mean memino is chotzetz. So says the Gemara, shane regel, it's different over here, meaning the regel of another kohen is a chatzitza, telo matzi mevatele, because you cannot be mevatele, which means it's not because you cannot be kovea the makom that it's not going to move until the end of the avodah and things like that. It says that since you cannot fix it in a certain place and it can move until the end of the avodah, that's why it's going to be a problem. But when you take a mizrak and you put it in something else, it stays kavua there. So therefore, it's not going to be chotzet. So don't bring me a proof from the mizrak, right, to the foot of your friend. Ika de amri, there are those that say also. This was the question. Derech sherut bekach or derech sherut bekach? The question is it normal? Which means when you're going to accept blood, one utensil into another utensil, is that the normal way of doing that? And therefore it's going to be kosher? Or do we say that it's not the normal way of doing the avodah, and therefore it's going to be pasul? So Tashema, we're going to try to bring a proof to Tani Rabbi Ishmael, et kol klei hasharet asher shaltu bam b'kodesh shene kelim v'shirut echad. We're talking about, the pasuk is talking about klei hasharet. Klei is plural, so it's two klei sharet, two kelim, but it says et klei hasharet asher shaltu bam b'kodesh, but one shirut. But klei is lashon rabim and sharet is lashon yachid. Okay, so therefore it's like two different things in one shirut. So therefore, he wants to say, so it's mashma that you could use two kelim for one avodah. So therefore, to accept the blood with two kelim, which is kli b'toch kli, you're allowed to do that, and there's no problem. So another question. What happens if a person put a sieve? A sieve is basically, it's something like it's not fiber, but it's very, very soft, and it's like from the tree, which is yeah, pombas. It comes from the tree. So it comes from the tree, and it's like one of these, like, it's not a leaf, but it's like, and it's not a branch, because a branch is hard, but it's something very soft, right, which goes around. You put it inside of this utensil, and then you accepted the blood. Mao, what's halacha? Min b'sheno mino chotzetz or no chotzetz? Now, when it's min b'sheno mino here, is it chotzetz or no chotzetz? Beforehand, we were talking about min b'mino. Now we're talking about min b'sheno mino. It's not the same. The receptacle is a utensil. Here, it's something to do with the tree. So is it a chatzitza or not? So says the Gemara, since right now it's not going to be chotzetz. Why? Because anyway, the blood will still come and make everything, and it will absorb the blood. Or dilma loshnar, maybe there's no difference. So Amalei, so he told them, Tanina, we already learned it. Zolef ve'olech ad shemagia lesfog. It says you could go down until you get to the sfog. Yeah, what does that mean? Which means that it's going to be shoev, the mechatat, right? And the water, which is going to be safug, which is going to be absorbed, is going to be pasul. So you see from here that if it's going to become pasul, if it's absorbed inside of this. So the Gemara says, no, shane maya de klishe, there it's water. Water is much weaker. So since water is much weaker, that's why it's going to be pasul if it's going to be absorbed. But blood is not the same. So ika damni, there are those that say, haki pashele. This is what he actually really answered. Padam kasher. If it's going to be receiving the blood and you have the sieve inside, so then it's going to be kosher. But if it's going to be in the komets mincha and you do this, it's going to be pasul. Okay, Mishnah Nunchet Amud Bet. So Mishnah Nunchet Amud Bet, 58b. It says in the Mishnah, V'yatza el hamizbeach asher lifnei Hashem v'chiper alav ze al mizbach hazahav. So if the Kohen Gadol is going to go out to the mizbeach, which is in front of Hashem, and he's going to make a kapara, the mizbach hazahav is a golden mizbeach inside of the echad. Hitchil mechate v'yored. So the Kohen Gadol used to start, right? He used to put his finger with the damapar and the sa'id, right, on the corner of the mizbeach, from the top to the bottom. Okay? Where does he start from? mizrachit, tzefonit, tzefonim, maravit, maravit, dromit, dromim, mizrachit. So he used to start from the corner which is northeast, right? Yeah, which is the northeast. Then he used to go to northwest, then southeast, and then southwest and southeast. Makom shu matchil, the place where he starts with a chatat, a mizbeach hachitzon, misham haya gomer mizbeach penimi. That's where he used to finish on the mizbeach hapenimi. So I'm going to share with you the screen with a picture.
No?
Here it is. Here you have the picture. Look, here's the darom, the south. You should start here and going downwards. So this is called the darom, the south. This is the north. So you're starting from the south. You're starting from here, right? Which is basically going to be mizrachit tzefonit, northeast, and you're going around. You see the arrows?
Yes.
Let me make it like this, You see? You're going like this. Okay? Fine. So this is what it says here. Makom shu matchil bechatat mizbeach hachitzon. The place where he's starting with the chatat on the mizbeach hachitzon is the same place where you're going to start, right, on the mizbeach hapenimi. There's the mizbeach hapenimi, the inner mizbeach. Okay. Rabbi Eliezer argues. Rabbi Eliezer omer mekomo haya omer umchate, that he used to put his finger on the karnot mizbeach. Okay, ve'al kulan haya noten milmata lemala. So he used to go from down to up, not up to down, up down to up, except for this keren which was in front of him that he used to put up to down. That means basically we're not going to start suspecting that it's going to get his clothing dirty because he's not mamash by the keren. Because he could basically put it to, going the entire thing, even without picking up his hand. So that's why he used to do it from bottom to top. But to do the matana, which is on the keren, which is right in front of him, there he used to do top to bottom in order not to get dirty. Okay. So it means all this was just in order not to get dirty. What's what? Then it says, yeah, Hiza al tahoro, okay, Sheva Mizbeach, Sheva Pamim. He used to do the sprinkling 7 times. Okay. So it says here, Hiza lav min adam etzval Sheva Pamim. Okay, v'tiaro, okay, fine. Then it says here, Shirei adam, and the leftover of the blood, Haya shofech yisod maravi shemizbeach hitzon. He used to spill it, right? He used to pour it on the yisod ma'aravi, right, of the mizbeach hachitzon, of the outside of mizbeach, not of the inner mizbeach. Okay, v'shemizbeach hachitzon yashofech yisod dorami. Now the shirei adam of the karnot of the chatat krevim on the mizbeach hachitzon used to pour it on the southern yisod of the mizbeach. Ve'elu mitarvim ama, but they both, right? They both get mixed up in the ama. Remember that the ama was below the azara, and he used to go out to Nachal Kidron. That was like the sewage canal, which they used to use for sewage in order to clean out the Bet HaMikdash, whether it's of blood and other things. So everything used to go down to the ama.
They used to clean that, even though.
Yeah, they also used to clean it, right? Of course. That's like anything, even a sewer system. If you're not going to have anything which is going to clean it through, after a little bit of time, it just gets clogged.
Because it forms.
Yeah, it forms the grease and bubbles and this and all these things. Yeah? So that's what it says. It says, "V'nimkarim legananim lezevel," and they used to sell it. Umualim bahem. So imagine, they used to actually sell it. That means all this, fertilizer and all these things, they used to sell it and make money. So imagine you're doing garbage and you make money. Yeah? And there's a problem of Mila, and this is now the Gemara. Mila means you're not allowed to benefit from kochim. Says the Gemara, Tanu Rabbanan, we learned in a Braita, V'yatzal Mizbeach. What is it coming to teach you when it says V'yatzal Mizbeach? Amar Rabbi Nechemia said, Nechemia, Lefi shematzinu b'parabal kol mitzvot shekohen omed chutz hamizbeach. Just like we found by parabal kol mitzvot that the kohen is on the outside of the mizbeach, which means here on the east side of the mizbeach zahav. Umazeh ala parochet b'shashu mazeh. Right. So he says over here, and he's going to sprinkling on the parochet b'shashu mazeh. Yachol av zeken. So then he's going to be sprinkling on the parochet. So now I would have thought to say that it's going to be the same thing. Av zeken. Tamulomar v'yatzal mizbeach. What does that mean? Hechanaya. Where was he really? Lifnim in the mizbeach, which means he's on the west side of the mizbeach, which means he's between the mizbeach and the parochet. And after he's sprinkled on the parochet, yatsa from his place, and now he's going in order to put the blood on the mizbeach. Tanya Idach, we also learned in a Braita. Lifnei Hashem.
Why the Ma'arav is the Mizrach?
No, the Kodesh Kodashim is on the Ma'arav.
From where he was.
No, because the question is he on the east side of the Mizbeach, which means further away of the Kodesh Kodashim, or on the west side, closer to the Kodesh Kodashim? So here it's saying that he's on the west side. The west side, which is closest to the Kodesh Kodashim, but he's right by the Parochet. The other one, he was on the east side, and he had to sprinkle on the Parochet, which is on the west. Right? So here he's closer to the Mizbeach, to the Parochet side. Okay, so he says over here, V'yatzal Mizbeach, Lifnim Mizbeach. Tanya, Yidach, we learned in another Braita, Lifnei Hashem. What does it mean, Lifnei Hashem? Mata mulomar. Amar Rabbi Nechemia says in Nechemia, Lefi shematzinu b'par v'seid shel Yom Kippurim she'akohen omed lifnim mizbeach u'mazeh l'parochet b'shashu mazeh, just like we found by the pot and the seed of the Yom Kippurim, that the Kohen Gadol is going to be lifnim min mizbeach, on the inside of the mizbeach, u'mazeh l'parochet b'shashu mazeh, and he's going to come and sprinkle on the parochet when he's sprinkling. Yachol av zeken, I would have thought the same thing. Tamulomar mizbach ketoret hasamim lifnei Hashem ve'ol moed. HaMizbeach lifnei Hashem. No, only the Mizbeach is lifnei Hashem, but not the Kohen, which means HaKeitzad. So he's outside of the Mizbeach, which means that he's going to be on the east of the Mizbeach. Because if he's on the east, he's further away from the lifnei Hashem. He's further away from the Parochet. You understand? Umazeh. Chutz HaMizbeach u'Mazeh. That's what he's doing. Because remember, there's the Mizbeach, there's the Menorah and the Shulchan, and then there's the Parochet. So if he's lifnim, it means closer to the Parochet. If he's mabachutz, it's towards outside. So that's the east and that's the west. Okay, 2 dots. Yeah, itchil mechatev yored. So he started, the Kohen Gadol started going right down. That's what we're saying, go up to down. So he says, Tanu Rabbanan, we learned in a Braita. Okay, itchil mechatev yored. He used to take his finger and he used to be moshech. He used to spread his finger with a damapal and damasid on the kanot from the top to the bottom. That's mechatev yored and going downwards. Where did he start from? From the southeast. Then Dromi Maravit, southwest. Then Maravit Sifonit, northwest. Then Tzvoni Maravit, northeast.
Without moving the finger. That's
without moving the finger. That's without moving the finger. These are the words of Rabbi Akiva. Yeah, going mamash around the entire thing. Yeah, that's Rabbi Akiva. Okay. Now this is Shita of Rabbi Akiva. Rabbi Yosef Omer, no, you start from Kerem Mizrachit Sifonit. So you're starting from northeast. Then northwest, then south west, and then southeast. Makom Rabbi Yosef matchil, Sham Rabbi Akiva. So where Rabbi Yosef is starting, that's where Rabbi Akiva is stopping. And the place where Rabbi Akiva is starting, that's where Rabbi Yosef is stopping. Okay, so that means that's where they're stopping doing the thing.
Still is the same system.
Yeah, it's the same system, exactly. Just the question is, where do you start? Where's the start and finish point? That's the only question. Okay?
How they would go, I mean, it's amazing. The blood, if he puts it inside his finger, he goes around without moving, and all the blood that is left, it's amazing.
You're right. How much blood did he actually put on his finger?
Yeah.
It's true. Interesting when you're going
that's
around. How much?
That's the miracle that
yes. How much went around? Usually at the end, towards the end, your finger is not a sfog. It's not like a brush that you continue pushing and then you've got more. Meaning the second that there's no more blood, there's no more blood.
Another finger that goes through him.
Yeah, it's true. Okay. However, though, according to everybody, that the first keren that you're there, you're not actually doing it. Maitama, why not? Meaning, usually we have a concept of emavrim mitzvot. Emavrim mitzvot means if you're right in front of it, do it now. But according to everybody, it doesn't matter which one it was here, you're never starting with the one which is opposite. You're always going away from you, and then you're coming closer to you. The last one is yours. And that's what we said. The last one, you change the order from instead of up to down, down to up, right? But that's according to everybody, whether it's according to Rabbi Akiva or Rabbi Yosef Galilei, no? Yeah, Rabbi Yosef Galilei. So he says, Amar Shmuel, says Shmuel, the Amar Kra, it says in a pasuk, V'yatza el ha-mizbeach, ad denafik mikul ha-mizbeach. When it says the word V'yatza, and then you're going to come and put the dam on the kanot ha-mizbeach, it's mashma that the Kohen Gadol is not going to start from the kanot, ad denafik mikul ha-mizbeach, until he has to go out of his place and go through the entire orech of the mizbeach. Which means that when he's going out of between the parochet and the mizbach hazahav, the Kohen Gadol has to lamshich la'avor et kol ha-mizbeach, he has to go around the entire mizbeach until he finds himself until the other side. So you have a picture here in the art scroll of how you see. This is the Kodesh HaKodashim, but that's where it says the Aron. He's going outside. This is the parochet, this line. He's going outside, and now he's going to go all the way around the mizbeach over here. You understand? That means he's not just coming out and straight to the mizbeach hazahav, to the golden mizbeach which is inside. He has to go all the way around. Let's see if we have a picture online, which is a little bit nicer. Yeah, this is the one which is in front of him that it just says Sheyanoten milamala lamata, from the top to the bottom. Hizal taro sheva pa'amim. Okay. Here it is. Shiurei Adam used to pour on the Yisod Maraviv Zitzon, and then he used to pour it on the Yisod Romi. Here, mamash, you have beautiful pictures. Okay. Elu velo mitarvim ba'ama. Ah, look, you see the picture of the ama here. Okay. 1 second. 1 second, Jackie. So says the Gemara, Rabbi Kiva, and according to Rabbi Kiva, nakif terech yamin. Why don't we do the akafa, the going around on the right side? So says the Gemara, lema b'Rabbi Bar Yecheskel kamipalgeh. Why don't we just say that they're arguing within the words of Rabbi Bar Yecheskel? The Amar Rabbi Bar Yecheskel, it says Rabbi Bar Yecheskel, Yam she'asa Shlomo. That was the kior of the Nechoshet, the one that we just showed the picture, right? If you just see very, very quickly the picture, right? That he says over here, this is the Yam of the Shlomo Melech. Let me just show them. Here it is. This is the picture of the Yam of Shlomo Melech. Okay? So he says, Yam she'asa Shlomo Melech omed al 12 bakar. It was on top of the 12 bakar. Right? This was on top of the 12 bakar. This one. This is the Yam she'asa Shlomo Melech on 12 bakar. If you have 3, all 12. Yeah? Okay? So it says here, Shlosha ponim tzafona, 3 towards the north, 3 towards the south, 3 towards the west. Sorry, 3 towards the west, 3 towards the south. U'shlosha ponim mizacha, 3 towards the east. Vayam alehem elamala, and the yam is on top of them. Now all of them were towards the kior, which means you didn't see the back parts of the animal. You only saw the front parts of the animal. Halamata, so you see from here, shekol pinot she'ata poneh lo yeh derech yamin lemizrach. And whenever you're going to be turning, you always go towards Yamin. Yes, always. You always go to the Yamin Mizrach. Okay? More itle de Rami Bar Yecheskel. So more holds of Rami Bar Yecheskel. More letle de Rami Bar Yecheskel. More does not hold of Rami Bar Yecheskel. Okay? So says the Gemara, lo. Dechule alma itlu de Rami Bar Yecheskel. Really, we do hold of Rami Bar Yecheskel. Ve'acha kamipalgen. Here, what are we dealing with? More savar yalpinam pnim michutz. One of them, Rabbi Yosef Galilei holds that we learned the Dinei Avodah and the Mizbeach HaPnimi from the Avodah Mizbeach HaChitzon. And one of them, right, so that's why Rabbi Yosef Galilei says that we should learn the Dinei Avodah which is done in the Echal, just like the Avodah which is done on the outside. Another one says we don't learn it, which means Rabbi Akiva says we don't learn the Dinei Avodah, the Mizbeach HaPnimi from the Mizbeach HaChitzon. And therefore, the Din of Rabbi Yecheskel, which is the Dinei Avodah and the Azara, has nothing to do with the Mizbeach HaZahav on the inside. Because they don't compare the inside to the outside. So it says the Gemara, Rabbi Akiva, and according to Rabbi Akiva, okay, I don't learn the inside from the outside. But if you want, if you didn't want to do it that way, and you wanted to do it there small, or do also derech yamin, which means, okay, have the choice. You want to do left to right, do left to right. You want to do right to left, do right to left. If I'm not learning the outside to the inside, but at least I should do something. So Amar lecha Rabbi Akiva, says Rabbi Akiva, midina, miikaradin, be'ahu keren de paga bereisha, with that keren that you're going to start at the beginning, be'ahu avid reisha. That one you should really start first. Ta'amar Shakish v'says Shakish, and ma'avinin ala mitzvot. You don't pass over mitzvot, so therefore you should start with the first corner that you're there. And we said that you're not doing that. Yeah? So why don't you do it? Mishum diktiv, it's written, v'yatzal mizbeach. Adenafik mikula mizbeach, because you have to go up from the entire mizbeach. So v'kevan diyahiv ba'u keren. So since it's right now that you're going to go through that keren, hadarati lahu keren dichayv lemito bereisha. So you should go to that keren, right, which you're obligated to put the blood at the beginning, which is keren dromi maravit, and you're going to put the blood there. So therefore, since that afterwards you're going to find it on the left, so it comes out that the Kohen Gadol is not going to be turning to the right, only to the left. Right? Okay, then afterwards he's going to bring a svara, but that B'ezrat Hashem will leave for tomorrow's daf.